advisors? What do you do that separates you from other market?
Well, I think that we do understand the products really well. I mean, we've actually had, say, for example, closed-end fund companies that have an IR/PR team that have come to us to do IR and PR, because they may only know one aspect of it, or maybe know certain parts of the company, but not to the extent that we know. So we're kind of the behind-the-scenes help, so our names are out there, but we are helping them do their job, because we do thoroughly understand these companies and products and what they do. And, you know, especially with the BDCs and LPs, I mean, we're all thoroughly trained in social media, and, you know, we understand these companies because we've been doing it for so many years, that we're guiding them on how to promote themselves, how to market themselves, how to talk to investors, how to talk to media, what topics they should talk about. So we get asked a lot from the clients on what they should do, and we, you know, very nicely help them to do that. But I think that's one of the things that sets us apart, because there's no other company out there, to my knowledge, that actually understands or knows these products. Like, they'll all say we do IR/PR, but they're used to the, you know, Tommy Hilfiger or you know, big companies. They don't understand this type of company.
Right. Yeah. So that's so important in this business. It's such a regulated and trade-specific set of knowledge that you have to have.
If you don't understand the product, you're not sure who to even put them in front of, or what topics they should talk about, or what's a hot topic and what they should keep away from, or what they should explain, because people don't understand. And, you know, we get asked for guidance on that all the time, and, you know, I think that's basically one of the biggest things that sets us apart.
Right. What's your website?
It's www.pristineadvisers.com, and that's advisors with an E. But then we also have, for the closed-end fund, the CEFNetwork.com. And that basically is just our closed-end fund space, which we have, you know, monthly updates and press releases and managers' bios and, you know, monthly commentary and all that stuff. But Pristine Advisors is pretty much all information about our company, what we produce, what kind of work we do, and how to reach us.
We are happy to be a gold sponsor for Pristine Advisors this year. Aberdeen has been sponsoring the Pristine Advisor Conference for some time now, and this year we were happy to be an active participant in this conference. Here we find that we have an opportunity to have conversations with other closed-end funds experts. We also appreciate the ability to engage with the clients. One of the things that we really focus on from a secondary marketing and investors outreach perspective is education of our investors and educating them about closed-end funds. And any opportunity that we have to be able to do that is one that we're open to. So we're happy to be here again this year, and we look forward to sponsoring the conference in future years.
Well, we take this as a very welcome opportunity now that we have been appointed as investment advisors to speak to the closed-end fund community. And being a sponsor of this conference should help in explaining to investors what we do and how we do that.
Well, Pristine Advisers is a company that has helped the fund to be known in the investment community. And this event is very important because it's a link in which investors and funds like ours come together. So we can tell our story, and investors can have more elements to judge and to figure out where to invest.
Well, it's really the only forum out there just for closed-end funds, and it's a great forum to mix sponsors, portfolio managers, and analysts, and as well as end-user customers together in one place to share ideas, concerns, and different viewpoints on the markets and the industry.
Pristine Advisors brings together through events investors that are interested in this case, closed-end funds, and the conference has been very successful and has a robust number of qualified investors, and something that we are interested in participating in on an annual basis.
So we've been a heavy supporter for years of this conference. It's been around, I think, for the 5th year of it, and I like it because it's in New York, center of finance in the world. Closed-end funds have been trading here since 1893 in the New York Stock Exchange. It brings together an advisor and an institutional investor-based retail client, attendee mix. It pulls together the fund sponsors, the analysts are here, many of the other specialty firms, whether they're hedge funds or the more well-known firms like us or the activist-oriented firms. So it brings the community together in one day in an environment that is focused on the closed-ended structure as its main focus. Yes, we cover MLPs and some ETFs and some recent things, but it's that day for this community, and it's good panels, but good Q&A sessions, and also a chance to both hear for the webcast. If you can't be here, a lot of retail clients will attend this via webcast, so a very wide distribution for it. So a well-spent day in our marketing efforts to communicate with shareholders and to stay in touch with the community.
Pristine Advisors is trying to get the word out like a lot of us are in the closed-end fund space, so they can reach a different audience than many of the fund sponsors can. So it's always good to have a group like Pristine out there talking about closed-end funds, giving people a platform to talk about them, bringing advisors into a room so that many sponsors or analysts can tell the story of why they like closed-end funds and things to look out for. So it's just an ongoing, continual education in the closed-end fund space, which is what closed-end funds need to do more of if we're expected to compete moving forward.
Pristine has done a great job with this conference. Anytime there is education and conversation about closed-end funds, which is a vehicle that is not very well understood in many cases, so providing a forum for investors to gather, to learn and listen about closed-end funds is fabulous, so thank you.
I think one of the interesting things about the closed-end fund world is kind of how small it is. I mean, there are really only about 560 funds. It's spread around $300 billion in assets when you take in leverage into account. So it's very small. We tend to know each other. We know our competitors. We're in the market competing with them every day, and yet we all have an interest in kind of helping investors understand closed-end funds more. So maybe we do go out and talk about them a little bit more at conferences such as this. There aren't many closed-end fund conferences, and what I think Pristine Advisors brings is kind of a knowledge of the space of closed-end funds. They definitely bring a networking capability. I mean, I come here and I know that almost all the presenters are gonna be top-notch, and yet what's really the main appeal is that most of the audience are going to be advisors. They're going to be smart advisors who are willing to take time out of their schedule to come spend a day listening to closed-end funds, so that they can maybe pick up some information and some education that they can use to help further their clients' needs.
Well, this conference is actually a really nice conference. I think that closed-end funds community in general has a real collegial attitude, and so when you share ideas, this is the kind of place to do so. I think sort of three things stem from that. One, if you don't know anything about closed-end funds, you get ideas and you're allowed to learn new ideas. If you are in the business and in this field, you're able to confirm your ideas. Talk to somebody else and say, hey, I think this is what's going on, and hear that they might and probably do agree with you. And lastly, I think it just brings a little bit of extra attention to the whole space. Any publicity that comes and any more understanding of closed-end funds by the general public is a win-win for everybody. As the more demand there is with a fixed supply, we should get narrow discounts across the board.